All right, how's the song go? Black clouds in the distance, getting closer all the time. We are here playing some more. Oh, I still got some more steps to do. Still got some more steps to stain. Oh, God, it never ends. It's just way too hot out there. All right, we're getting ourselves ready for fire up some more of this Clash of Giants. Civil War. We're getting down to it. I think we got the rules straightened out. Got the artillery straightened out. I was just doing something a little bit wrong, that's all. But what can I say? Like I said, it was our first run at the game. All right. So now we must make a decision before we start. We have the old Longstreet chit. Let's see here. July 2nd and 3rd. Let me look at this again for July 2nd. That's today. On turn 9 or 10, but not both. We're on turn number 8, so we're not there yet. So I don't know if we brought this special command marker on early, if you could even do that. We might have to wait on this one. Yeah, we'll wait on this one on turn 9 or 10, yeah. So this one won't take effect till tomorrow. It's a nice little special command marker, but it is what it is. It's about Yule, maybe used once. And we've already used it once. In place of any one Second Corps division drawn and command marker set aside. All right, so any Second Corps division marker that we draw, we'll add 1 to the die roll modifier, and yeah, that'll work. So each one of these, when they're drawn, we could use the chit, add 1 to their die roll, and put the chit away. All right, so does that. I think we're caught up. The Longstreet chit won't come into effect. And we're ready for our first chit draw. Set the scene. Not much has been going on early in the morning. Late morning and early afternoon. We've had some skirmishes along these hills. We've drove them off. These boys here have been drove off of Cemetery Hill. I think we had it, yeah. For a brief time we had it, but now they've drove off. There's nobody really behind them, so we'll see what happens. Let's just draw a chit. Enough of the chit-chat. A little bit too winded on the GWG channel sometimes. Well, it's looking pretty good out there. We need some rain. All right, here we go. It is the first chit. It is Heath. All right, so Heath is here. He has divisional artillery available to him. No die roll modifiers on this roll for his movements. So let's see what goes on with that. That's good. We will roll now a Confederate red die for Heath. And where's Heath's units at? I'm not really seeing him right here. Oh, something tells me he should be. Oh, I look at the wrong right side. I want to pick out Heath for you before we move. Pender, Heath. I see one here, but something tells me there's got to be more than that. Early. Roads. Are these all Heaths back here? No. I don't see that. It's a Union. All right, well, we got 2 Heath units. Might be the only ones left on the board. As Heath has taken some casualties. Heath 1, Heath 2, Heath and Anderson. Heath has taken the brunt of it. So there's where the Union are getting all their victory points from. Heath. So, okay, that explains it. All right, well, there you go. All right, well, Heath's rolling for his movement, and he gets a 4. That translates into 6 movement points for Heath. Now he has artillery. He has divisional artillery for him. Anderson, Heath, or Pender is what this is under. Huh. We drew that from the cup. We had 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right. So there you go. We ain't going to use it. I don't think Heath is going to engage in combat. Like you see, you only get combat once. So if we do move next to a Union unit, we have to make sure it's not a mandatory combat situation. You can move next to them, but it can't be a mandatory combat situation. So let's check out the situation. We'll be right here. Heath, first one to make the move early afternoon, July 2nd. Be back. All right. So here's what we're gonna do with Heath. He is one one of these boys is out of command range. You can see he's on top of this hill. I'd like to make a dash for these, so we got to find a nice defensive area. The bad thing about it is if we do move up here, we're in clear terrain adjacent to another unit, and we'll have to have a mandatory combat, which is fine, and we even have artillery, but do we want to do that with our units right now? I don't think we do. So we're going to, like I said, find a spot for, where can we cause enough some trouble? It's a kind of a goofy mechanic in this game where you can't have, I mean, I guess it's all in trying to be in a certain time limit and logistics and coordinating, but how do we do this while maintaining the rule where you can't be adjacent? Be right back. Just looking at the situation, I think it's a little anticlimactic. We'll just follow up in line there, although you can see both of Heath's brigades are one step. The old Davis brigade, though, has a tactical effectiveness rating of 5. They hit it out of the park when we rolled for that. So we're just going to pull up in line, hang on up there, not do anything too drastic with Heath. So we will get ready for our next command draw. You know what? Oh, yeah, we're good. Okay, next draw, who would it be? It's really key in this game. Another CSA. So we'll keep the turn marker on it. CSA, and who is it? The Confederates. Anderson. Anderson's men are, we have one up here. Where's the, oh, Anderson's, okay. We have his brigade scattered around this area. All right. Anderson rolling for his combat effectiveness or command effectiveness. Anderson, looking for a big number with a 2. That gives him a 4, and he has artillery available if he wants to use it. We'll see about that. I don't know about that right now. Anderson's men scattered up around here, putting a hurt on the old First Corps, trying to. We'll see what's up with the game mechanic and how we want to do this. We'll be right back. All right. Anderson's got instructions to just forget about First Corps and get his ass on down here. Unfortunately, he's in bad terrain. You can't cross this hex side, so this is the furthest extent of his movement. These two boys will be in command range. He is more than, well, let's see here. 1, just for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, he's good. He's good. All right. Yeah, he's 4. So Anderson's men all within command range of each other. And another anticlimactic activation. But in the terrain, that's all the further they can go. So needed some big movement points, and he didn't get it. So that is it for that chit draw. Next command chit to be drawn. And the cup. Oh, let's see here. Come on. Just grab one. All right. And it be, Confederates again. So they're getting the chit draws, but they just can't do nothing because they're ain't got the units. The key units aren't getting activated. Let's see if this changes. It'll be McLaw. McLaw's men are coming on down. Let's roll for McLaw. He needs a big roll. And I'll see if there's that special command marker would come into effect, but we're not going to use that till tomorrow. So 3 for McLaw. Ooh, it translates into 6 movement points. That's what it is. We'll be back with McLaw. They're on the road, heading into battle. We'll be back. All right, McLaw's men coming off the road. McPherson's Ridge. Oh, don't know what's going on there, what that ridge is called, but we're throwing them along this road. What road is that? It's not telling me. Emmitsburg. So we're going to throw them. You can kind of see what's going on here. We're going to throw them on in. They come down here. Orders to head and solidify, I guess, their right flank. Yeah, let's overwhelm that right flank. Maybe turn around here. We'll see what goes on with the die rolls and the activations, but that's it. It has been all Confederate initiatives here in the late afternoon. Or, well, early afternoon, my mistake. If I ever got anything right. Oh, well, let's see here. All right. And it be the next marker will go to the Union. So there you go. Union turn, early afternoon, specifically First Corps. See if they can't get a little bit more fire under their ass when it comes to die rolls. Oh, he does. First Corps with 5. It'll translate into 10 movement points. Wow, First Corps can get it going. They're all beat up and they're being left behind. What will they do? We'll be right back. And we'll keep them there. We'll form the other boys on behind them, but that'll be the general plan, to link up with these guys and try to hold off on anybody else trying to come into the battle. We'll move the rest of First Corps. All right, First Corps forming up at the west end of the unfinished railroad grade. Now, zones of control can extend into the grade, but people here, their zones of control can't go out. So I could have a unit right here, and if I was the Union, and the Confederates can go right by. But if I was the Confederates here, the Union can go right by. That's the little rule on that. You'd have to look at the specific terrain and real photos to find out what they're getting at there. It's easier to look down in than it is to come out, I guess is what they're trying to say. It must be a real sunken indention, I guess, or something. But we're not in there, and we're not next to these woods, because if they get their chit draw, and that means these counters can move here. If we'd be next to them, they'd have the higher ground and we'd have to retreat. So we're staying down here. Come on down, boys, is what we're saying. Come on down to the flatlands. They won't, so we'll be all right. We'll do our job and protect this little route from a bunch of units coming on in. We got some coming on this way, too. So to see how the chit draws develop. Having a great time with a great game. Ooh, a little bit of stormage outside. Don't mind the glare, but I got a nice view, and I like to look outside. So, let's see here. Our next chit draw. No combats yet. See if there's going to be any initiated combats. There don't have to be any combats, I guess. All right, so it has been totally Confederate. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, just had a Union turn. I was going to say it's been totally Confederate. All right, here we are again. We'll stay with the Union command shit, and it be, now is that 11th Corps or 9th Corps? We'll roll, find out how the old boy does. We need a name next to that. I'm sure some of you people know who that is. I'm not that good of a historian. I like to know his name right off the bat, but should have put it on there in some kind of a, let's see here. 9th Corps, maybe it'll correspond with it. Is it? Oh, well, don't have me a name. So you got Schultz, Barlow, all kinds of different names. Okay, that ain't gonna help us out none. All right, good die roll, no modifiers. Second chit draw, and it comes up with a 3 for. I say 9th Corps, but who knows? What do I know? All right, 3 translates into 6 movement points for 9th Corps. 3 die roll, 6 movement points, 9th Corps. And that is the old boys holding the line. They're all within command range. We want to make sure we do that. It's time for them to move and find out what their orders are. We'll be right back. What we want to do with them. We can kind of see now what's going on with these troops coming in. So no real need, I think, to be spread out. It's kind of like a backfield football team. We see what they're running the ball, and we see where they're rushing. We'll be right back. All right. For 9th Corps, we're going to have to split the old boys up. Our biggest threat, it looks like it's coming from these 2 roads. So what we're going to try to do is we want to keep them all in command range, which I guess ain't that big of a deal, now that I think about it right now, because they're not going to attack. They're just going to be on defense. Being out of command range just means you can't have the initiative and can't get the orders to attack, but we're not going to do that. So maybe I'll rethink that. I want to throw maybe these 2 units, give me a longer line here, and these 3 units here. All right, I'm sorry. Had a phone call. But, yeah, we'll try to maybe use these, maybe these two, and we'll swing these four into some kind of defense. We'll get up here on this hill and try to maintain something. We'll get out of, I guess, Gettysburg, and yeah, we need to throw up a wall here. Kind of keep. I need to keep maybe one of these units. We got to be 4 movement points in them. Like I said, we try to keep them in command range, but not anything about it. Maybe that ain't, such a priority. We'll be right back. All right, I guess when the smoke clears, we will split up the 9th Corps. Split them up good. We need a lot of command markers. Well, I guess you could figure this 2 would be out of command. So the ones we want to maybe attack will be these here. So we'll say the headquarters with these boys here. And these old boys over here out of command. There you go. That's how we'll do that. Out of command. Out of command. All right. So you can see we kind of went from more of the terrain advantage and being next to each other. This is some rough terrain. It's going to take a real big die roll movement allowance to even get them right here. So meanwhile, we got a time to react. This old boy here is the one that can shit and get, but let him shit and get without his buddies. So there you go. We're up here, taking more of a good terrain effect. It'll block him from coming over that hill anyway. So now he's got to go all the way around. By then we'll have time to move these boys on out for more blocking action. We got these guys pretty well checked, I think. And I decided just to leave this unit here. I think I'm sorry. I left both of them here. None of them are being moved because they're supplying a nice little zone of control right here. So nothing from the Confederates can come down this way. We got a nice little blocking spot here. See what they want to do with it, and we're blocking them here. So I think that pretty well did it. Plus, we might get some terrain advantages if they come on these hexes and try to go this way. I don't know about back behind us. That's a different story. But that's what we did. We maybe should have moved one over here, but that would have let them come around. Anyway, there we are. We're next to each other. Everything's good to go. We're trying to avoid what is that? Flank attack if they want to use their combat for that. So there won't be no combat here on the Union side. That'll take care of our move. All right, going for another command shit draw. We've got one, and it is, we got 2 of them. We got 2 of them. Put one back. Oh, it's Rhodes. So we flipped over to the Confederate. And Rhodes is, Rhodes is in a good spot. What do we want to do with Rhodes? All right, Rhodes, anything special going on? Oh, we do. Rhodes is part of the SCM chit, so we get a +1 die roll modifier because Ewell's with them. You throw Ewell's leadership in here with Rhodes, so there you go. We're loving life with a +1 is a 4. So instead of 3, we get a 4, but it's still 6. Kind of was for moot. Wasn't for nothing. Oh, Ewell didn't help us with the shit. Oh, Rhodes still got it. 6 ain't bad. We'll see what we want to do with Rhodes is 6. And we have units here, here, and here with his designation. We'll be back. All right, then. We've made a decision. And old Rhodes in this game is the man of the hour. They're giving him the order to attack Cemetery Hill. He's got the strongest forces around. We want to have some kind of combat here. Oh, we could have waited for Pender's and made a little push towards Cemetery. Does Pender have artillery? Pender does not have artillery, but he does have... Ooh, that might be a little factor into our decision. Do we wait for Pender and go for some... I'm going to go for this one here. I think we got a lot of good forces. Let me look at their second numbers. Pender 4, 4, 2, 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we got more forces, more strength here with Rhodes than we do with Pender. A lot more. So we'll move Pender. We want to get a flank, but that's going to be on. We can't do that. It's going to be unattainable because zone of control here from the Union unit. As soon as we move into his zone of control, we got a lock. So no way to get over here. No way to get from here to here. Because if we get into this hex, we got to attack this one, which is fine. But I want to try to get the attack going from these 3 hexes. So we'll just push him on up the hill. That'll negate any penalty. These old boys here, just on up the hill, and these old boys in the woods coming out. I'm doing this by camera. That's why it's so goofy. Oh, sorry about that. It's concentrating on my hand. Okay. There you go. Now, he might be on top of a bigger hill than everybody else. Let's look. I can't see. Is that the same hill? I think these two are the same hills. Let's see here real quick. Oh, where are we at on the camera? Oh, what did I just move out? Oh, there you go. Yes. All right. So I was right. That negated it. That being able to get up there negated any penalty die-roll modifier we would have got. So there you go. That will be the attack. Now did we plan for this attack? What core is this? This is the 12th core, and I don't know if we took that one out, but he has artillery support. So there you go. Oh, I wonder if I could have looked over there, but I wonder if the Confederates knew that. There you go. He has artillery support. He is out of command range, which means this meant he could not initiate attack. Oh gosh, we got. Okay. Enough of that. We'll be back. All right. For the Union, we also have these 5 reserve artillery markers, and the certain battle rules, specific battle rules to this battle in the Class of Giants series, which includes Second Bull Run for this Gettysburg scenario. It says the 5 Union reserve attack artillery markers which can support any formation are never placed in the artillery marker cup to be randomly drawn. Once they enter play, they are always available for once each turn. They are automatically arrived on a specific turn, blah, blah, blah. They do not roll for delayed arrival, blank, blank, blank. That's all I say about it. In the regular rules of this game series, artillery are treated like this. If available this turn, an artillery marker may add 1 factor to the combat strength of a single combat in which at least 1 unit of its formation is participating. Each artillery marker may only be used once per turn, which is all right. The attacker and defender may both use a maximum of 1 artillery marker in a given combat, regardless of how many different formations either may have involved in the combat. Artillery markers never suffer combat losses. We know that each battle has a different additional specific artillery rules. But yeah, that's about it. So we already got artillery on the Union side. Now the only exception to that rule, I think, is going back here to the battle book, and it's where you have once per game you can form, and this is a grand battery where you use 3. Ignore the requirement a marker only be used with its formation. There you go. But once you use those, you take them out of the game. So if you use a grand battery, you'll get a +3 instead of a +1. But I'm interpreting it as no matter what, you can only add 1 factor to each side. Unfortunately for the Confederate states, they don't have any artillery they could use. Let me see here. Oh, do we? No, we don't have no. The only division we have covers the blue units. So there you go. Johnson had artillery, but Rhodes did not. So I think that is going to be the looks of it. Let me look here. We got our special marker because this control of this hex gives you a certain artillery advantage out of command. Yep. Going with artillery will be the boys on top of the hill. All right. When we come back, we'll break down the combat and proceed with our Union combat round will be taken. Back. We can get this combat right. We will go for the defenders first. They have, well, we got to do an odds ratio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 versus a 4. Ooh, 2 to 1. So we'll bring our little card over here. And under 2 to 1, we get a -1 on our die roll. The Confederates will as the attacker. Defender gets a +1 when we're trying to roll below their tactical effectiveness level, so it'll be easier for us to meet our tactical effectiveness level with that 2 to 1. Also, attacker loss limits, we have to roll for 4 units out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that attack. So not every one of our defenders have to roll for losses, we will make sure we keep the most valuable unit out of the roll. That's how you do that. Okay, so then we got a 2-to-1 attack. And that's all that's telling you now is your modifier for when you roll for the tactical effectiveness roll. So we will go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I do that right? Maybe let's check this out again. Believe me, you know this channel. I'm one for mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 versus a 5. Ooh. Yeah, it's only a 1-to-1. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 versus a 5. The artillery was the difference. Wow, so instead of a 2-to-1, no die roll modifiers, and all of the Confederates. That's what that artillery just did to them. Now, they would have a die roll modifier for going up the hill, but we already have units up there, so we'll roll first for the Union troops, looking for a 4 or less with no die roll modifier. 6, bad news. So they suffer a step loss, and that will be McDougal's brigade, giving the Confederates a victory point. And the difference between 4 and 6 is 2, so he has to go, according to his compass, 2 hexes, but you don't eliminate the unit if he can't go that way. As a matter of fact, his way is blocked. This is a retreat route, so he'll have to go 1. He still can't do his compass. Between 4 and 6 is 2, so we'll put him, oh boy, next to his, well, we'll put him this way here next to his buddy. Oh shoot, it's been we got hairs all over the place here, and I'm a stickler for everything being clean. But anyway, okay, here you go. All right, here. All right. So then we got it all straightened out. Next one, 4 or less with no die roll modifier. 3, he could stay. So we've held on to Cemetery Hill. We've held on to Cemetery Hill with no losses, and it was, who's the hero? Green's brigade. All right, now we'll see how expensive that attack was. All right, first, Daniel's brigade, 4 or less with no die roll modifiers. That could be a costly attack. All right, they pass. Ooh, 2 or less for Iverson. 2 or less for Iverson. Come on, Iverson. He passes. All right. There you go. Tells you a little bit about the muster of the Confederate forces. O'Neill, 3 or less. O'Neill comes through. All right. Dole's brigade going up the hill. We're able to expel 1 brigade of the Union, but that is it, and they come through. Oh, this could be a great attack. I mean, it could have been a lot better. All right, 4. The artillery is what did it. 4 or less for the last brigade. 4 or less. What happens here? And they take care of it. All right, well, here you go. They hold on to the nice spot, and the Confederates suffer. That's a good attack. Well, I don't know. It's about that, but there you go. They were pushed off. They held on, and that is it for there. We're still out of command, I think. So there you go. Artillery's been used. Put that in the artillery cup. And that is it for the rebel combat phase. Ready for another chip draw. That's how you do that. All right, now if there was any other units that were adjacent that have a mandatory attack, I wonder if we need to do this then. Ooh, you know what? Oh no, it wasn't our combat phase. It was the Confederates combat phase. We got to remember we're right next to it when it comes to earlies. All right, now I have to decide now. That was a combat phase, but it was the Confederates, I guess. And all Confederates attack. Ooh, these guys got to attack now. Huh, that might be what's going on here. All right, well, it's a combat phase. I'm going to look over this little spot here and find out if we've had, I think we have to have an attack for these units here. We'll be right back. It would be some kind of like a soak-off deal. We'll be right back. All right, I think, like I was stated earlier, the cover is what's saving us all. And this mandatory attacks basically deals with units that are in clear terrain. They themselves, infantry, are only in clear terrain. The enemy units are in clear terrain at higher elevation, and they are not separated by the enemy by steep railway embankment, railway cut, or river hex side. So, friendly units are adjacent to and at equal or higher elevation than the enemy, which we are. That means that, well, let me see here. Huh. That would apply to this unit, because they're lower. These boys are on the top of the hill with them, so that prevents them. Hold on a second. All right, so we have to find out if this is a mandatory attack. I don't think it is because of the wood, so we'll just say no, that's not a mandatory attack. We're done with our combat phase. We're ready for another chit draw in the old command cup. And now the Confederates can't attack anymore, so yeah, and it's their command chit draw. Their turn still stays. It has been a Pender. That's what we were wondering about. Well, Pender you can move, but you cannot attack, so rolling for Pender. It's a 2. So I guess knowing that, Pender can move 4 movement points with his units that are right here. A nice bunch of strong brigades. That Pender 2, yep. We'll see what we're going to do with Pender's units. Be right back. All right, well, oddly enough, I don't think Pender's going to move. This mechanic in this game where it has the combat already taken, we really can't do nothing. Thought about swinging them around, but then leave this area open. I mean, I guess I could move these units on down through here to take their spot and get us more of a, a flanking area, but this unit here is blocking anything. He's the cock blocker right here. Good move. Right there. Preventing everything, so. And our units can't go around them because we can't attack, so. Let me look this over one more time. Maybe we'll leave them there. Maybe we'll swing them out further on the right flank. All right, well, the old Union boys here along the sunken road are projecting a zone of control. If we were here, they can move all they want. That's what's pretty nice about that. So they have free movement. You can be all you want here, but us being able to rest about and shoot, these guys got to stay a little ways away. So we're swinging Pender around. We're swinging around. Hopefully we get some good chit draws. We need to feed on into this. You can have that for right now. And plus we got these units coming on in. But I don't know if I want to move this brigade. Plus, he can only move around up to here. 1, 2. You know what I mean? Give him a little shot up in there. He's holding. Well, we'll leave him there. That'll take care of Pender's move. I'm going to take a little break, but we will be back for some more Gettysburg play. We got some other things we're going to do today on a day off. But I got a lot of play in, and we will be back. So come back, command chit draw, or command marker draw.